Hey church, Pastor Shane here, another community group discussion starter video. This week we continued in our series in the book of Genesis called God Meant It for Good, walking through the Joseph story in the book of Genesis. This part of the story is when things start kind of really turning amazing, where God really comes through in amazing ways, both for Joseph and the whole world, that God takes Joseph from being a slave, from being a prisoner, to using Joseph to become the prime minister of Egypt, so that during a famine, Egypt is ready for the famine. And God uses Joseph to save countless lives because of the position he puts him in. We talked about that. What the story is really about is that God uses us as conduits of his blessing. That God works through our lives so we might be a blessing to others. And he works through our lives so we might be a blessing to others. And in this story, God just does an amazing work, and Joseph is not alone. Yes, we won't all be prime ministers of Egypt, but God uses all of us to be his conduits of blessing. And so what you're going to talk about in your group today is how you see God doing that in your lives, but also what are some of the things that get in the way of that? What would kind of block God's blessings from flowing through you? What are the things that get in the way of us kind of taking on God's task? And ultimately, come to that understanding that it's really God who's doing this work in us. We just have to be willing people, ready to go out there and look for the opportunities that God has for us, to keep our eyes open, to be ready for the amazing things that God is doing all around us, because he calls us to participate, which is pretty amazing. Anyway, I hope you have a great discussion.